Hmm. I wonder if this will do me any favors. Oh, I didn't change the stream title, huh? Okay. Hi there. I'm not sure if my stream is as smooth as usual because I am trying rather experimental settings. Does my stream appear choppy to you? Cool. Thank you. Actually, I am in a hunt for a good angle for these things. Not quite satisfied with it. Hi. Get around. Same old angle as yesterday. I can be directly here. Yes, I am. I'm in. It's a ledge of some sort. Now to rotate and find proper lighting. No, yellow, 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 green. That's okay, Eva. Don't worry about it. I'm just looking for a good background. Yes, hello Vince. Don't need to spam chat. If it isn't Electro. Hi there, DJ. It's a Daisy. Oops. And lock it there. And then settings. Pin. This should be good. Okay. I really can't tell if I'm in 60 FPS. Wait. It looks super choppy in game. Huh? What do you mean? What changed? Aside from the clothing, of course. Okay, that's good to hear. Hi there, Gale. And Silver Files. Gale, can you tell me if my video is choppy or not on your end? I'm not exactly sure. I happen to stumble upon a rather different area for today. They did say it was furality, but I don't think this is the right one. Maybe move it here. Like before. I'm not sure. Let's see how many viewers we can get. At the bare minimum, I'll stream for an hour and a half. Good day, Celtics. I'm not sure about this area. I probably should get a move on, but the video cut out. Okay, Gail, is my stream smooth? Am I choppy? Is my movement fluid? Is my audio delayed with my lip syncing? I'm trying an experimental setting. I'm not sure if it's doing me any favors. If any of you are wondering what I'm trying, it's called synchronous space warp. Nah, there's nothing I can do about the eye tracking. Such is the limitation of hardware. Okay, thank you. Maybe settings, spin, lock. There. All right, TikTok. I keep on forgetting about that. Sure. Let's get that set up. Go to X. I mean, oh no, I launched Unity. Oh no, of all things to click. Cancel. All right, close that. EF. Let's see if that connects properly. It got brighter for a second. NPC stream, no. I am very much organic. Okay, this should be working now. Also, thank you for the roses, siren. Maybe I need to move. Black background is not doing me any favors. Here. 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 Oh, there we go. It's almost 3 a.m. It's look. I do not condone the use of unethically sourced data for AI either. Would you get the Apple Vision Pro? No, it's overpriced. I can actually attend the con now. What do you mean? Furality? Oh, right. I need to give the ticket to my friend. Oh, wow. Immediately up. So, Hydra gave me some roses. Thank you so much. Did you seriously think I was AI for a moment? Goodness. Rar? Like, why do you tempt me? It's embarrassing to do. It's embarrassing to do. I'm gonna do it while there's not much people. Um, like. Chat, you saw nothing. No. Oh my god. Both are embarrassing to do. No, you did not see it. You saw nothing. Maybe I can be convinced to do it. No, no, you did not see it. No, Gail, you did not see it. So so it's either a rar, a nya, or an uwu. What? And I did all three. Hi there, Joe. Yes, you did get all three. I. What? What's an awa-awa? I mean, I know an ara-ara, but awa-awa? First time I read that. Good luck at work, Silver Fox. What? What's so... What is with chat wanting me to say ara-ara? I mean, normally it would work if I had, like, you know. So it's the power button on your scarf. It's supposed to be the letter G. And yes, you are correct. It is indeed my name. Go to work, Silver Fox. Come on. Chat really wants me to say ara ara a lot. Oh, you're encroaching that territory, Zian. Don't all caps in chat. Hi there, Leo. Vince? Chips? Who else? Where are my mods when I need them? Happy Pride Month, Hydra. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. You are indeed perceiving a VR chat experience. Isn't it early morning for me? Yes, Joe. It is currently 8:31 a.m. VR, it depends. Mine, just Google how much a Quest Pro is. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna get something to drink. Accessible fridge. And my missing water bottle. Where did it go? Hello, hello, chat. Hold on. Ah, there it is. Okay. Found it. I have a nice big old bottle of Pocari Sweat here. You know, funnily enough, I actually haven't watched Has Been Hotel. Or what was the successor series? Hell of a Boss? I am interested though. Luna looks really cute. Yes, Gail, we will be having a watch party on the Discord. After Furality. I am a day away. No. Less than a day away. Ah, we finally have one of my assassins. Hi there, Nika. Thank you. Raidogekan omodeto. Wow, it's so low res. I can't read it. Odeto. Happy Pride Month in Japanese. Is the audio we're hearing coming from your headset or a separate microphone? That would be. Am I listening to myself? That would be from a separate microphone to simulate distance as I move further back from the camera. Hi there, Galaxy. Also, you hamster. Yesterday, chat didn't want to let me go by staying above 35 viewers constantly. I came prepared. I ate in advance. Hello, Elor. My day, uneventful because I woke up around 1 hour ago, had my breakfast, prepared some hydration for stream, and here we are. How was yesterday's workout? Gail is asking. Most productive. It's fun having a workout buddy. Makes things 50% easier. You're not stuck with the echo of the voice of your head. Thank you for the ice cream. Felicent Shadow Wolf. I've seen you in the Discord. I'm having pizza for dinner. Greatest thing to have been made. I actually sort of agree. Have you ever solved the Rubik's Cube? No. No, I haven't. Yes, Joe. Everything's built in. That's one thing. No, that is the thing I like about the Quest Pro. You just put it on and then use it. No other interface is required. It is indeed. What is it like without my scarf? I am curious. Mixed feelings about it. You get to see my most vulnerable spot. I, Gale. No, because I was working on a second scarf earlier. You see, I woke up around 2 or 3:30 a.m., hopped into Unity along with a friend, and then we were close to completion of the mini scarf project, but we decided to just sleep again, and then here I am. It's okay, Evo. Hi there, Mateo. With the outfit, I'm actually thinking of making my second scarf have a more subdued design. See, with this one, it's sort of a very large element on the screen. Also, Harley, thank you for the roses. Speaking of Gale, you and Nika were having quite the interesting conversation yesterday. Sure, I had my eyes closed while you guys were busy and calm, but didn't mean my ears were shut. I'm not wearing a tracking suit. I am using independent trackers though, wireless ones. Unfortunately, my memory fails me. Oh, Nika. Ah, and Jay is here too. Hi there. Yes, what is it, Electro? Ask away. Are they Vive trackers? No. I'm using slimes. DIY ones to be precise. Are you attracted to girls or boys? Ah, to some, a most controversial question. Should I put that behind another follower goal of maybe 20,000? Hmm. But to be fair, I do have a video about what my pronouns are. Mm-hmm. Let's just say things aren't quite as black and white nowadays. Because it's black and blue. Yes. Precisely. I do, Dragon. I have no idea who that is. Thank you. I'm glad you like the colors. You know, I'd greet you if you had the proper name. But the only discernible symbol would be the two stoplights you have. Swift as ever, Nika. Am I in VR? Does it look like I'm not? Good. I have a question though. Where are you listening the stream from? Earphones? Your phone speaker? Or your computer speaker? Or a headset? No, 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 no. I need to know if it's plugged into your ears or it's playing in loudspeaker. Yes, I'm not sure if you can hear the rustling of the leaves and the blowing of the wind every now and then. Ah, so Joe is in for the high fidelity experience. I see. Thank you, Tevin. What? Ah, cool. Good. It means I don't need to speak as loud. Maybe even close to a whisper. Apparently saying boop and head pats gets TikTok on your back. I love your colors and your style. Thank you, Uriel. Hmm. Yeah, good morning. It's Forgive me if I'm a little slow. As usual, I'm not quite awake yet. But feel free to ask questions or bring up a topic. And somebody sends me a coffee. Thank you, Jasper. Yes, I am indeed gonna hydrate, Gail. Ah, I wonder what I'm gonna attend in furality first. And also the difficult part I'm having with is I have a bunch of friend groups. I have the workout friend group. I have the Discord friend group and friend group A and B, all of which have, well, they're all going to furality. Who do I go with? Hmm. Thank you, Devin. Grumpy? No, no, no. I only get grumpy when chat makes me. One group per day. Ah, the same movement applies when I imbibe on other things. Come in, Johnny. Bubble says he's tired a couple of seconds later. He just randomly started speaking German. Did I? I don't think I did. One group per day. Hmm. Uneventful. How was your day? What time did I sleep? I'm not sure. Oh, I actually slept pretty early. I slept around 4:30. No. No, that's when I closed my eyes. I actually slept around 7:30 p.m. Hmm. Hi there, Tanda. Yeah, I slept at 7 p.m. It was interesting having white noise in the background last night. And then I woke up around, as I mentioned, I woke up a little past midnight, I think 2:30. Worked a little bit in Unity until just before sunrise. Took another nap, and here I am. What's my breakfast? Spicy chicken with. Well, that's it. That's it. I need to diversify what I buy in the grocery. Hmm. Then you should probably eat, Little Doom. I did want to stream earlier, but I got caught up with Unity stuff. I was trying to work my scarf. It's, yeah. Oh, Banicula sending a heart and a bracelet. I appreciate the 3 coins. Hi, but I love the background. Thanks, Chad. It's something new. Past 4 or 5 days, I was out in the desert. Thank you, Nika. Nika here is my mod. One of many. I did have 10 meat slices, Joe. That's what I had for dinner. I mixed it with some, as strange as this sounds, curry noodles. It was really nice. It was a pseudo hot pot. Oh, don't remind me of Uncle Iroh. That's so sad. Oh, thank you, Ali. Seems like a normal hot pot indeed. You know, I think I need to change my. No, never mind. Ah, wow. Oh man, what is with this place? I'm not sure. I think it was a lion or something. It was like worth eight. I don't know. Was it 8,000 coins? I don't recall. But it was from a patron named Snow. Bless you, Snow. We have 120 coins. You should invest it somewhere and make it grow. No, Joe, it's probably from the trees. Ever since I've traversed the desert, my nose has been a little sensitive. Oh, you have negative, right? Tree pollen. Hmm. Oh, it was 488, right? I keep on seeing people talking about galaxies. What, what is that worth? Nika says tons. Okay. What do I do for a living? Please. Thank you for liking the colors. I too like the blue. I think I need to move around more when I'm talking to you guys. It's not good. Not good if you just sit still. Right. Yeah. Oops. There we go. Let's have the little torch in the background. No, I can't. I can't. Let's try fixing this. The home, yo. I'm gonna stretch. That's a good reminder. What's this? What? Gint? I don't know who Gintan is. Do you have a Discord server? Yes, I do. Yeah, hi. Just in time. I'm back. Does Gebus have a GF slash BF? Gebus does not. The link to my server is in Twitch, but we're currently reworking the verification process. To all of you watching that are in my Discord and you're below 18, there is gonna be a big change upcoming and we're gonna have to raise the minimum age required to join. So, I have to apologize in advance. It's for the safety of us all. Hard decisions. Hard decisions. You have the voice of a siren. You mean I lure people to a watery death? No, it has to be 18 and above. It's not that there's any, like, NSFW adult stuff there. It's just my personal preference of making sure there are no minors within. So I will have to trim some of the members that don't meet that requirement. I can't quite make what your profile picture is, Kea. All I see is a blotch of purple and gray. Unfortunately so. But you're here in stream, are you not? Then you're good, Joe. You're good. Can I wave? What do you mean? Of course I can wave. Hmm. Thanks, Jimbo. I wasn't expecting that voice. What do you mean? Do I not suit what I look like? How many years? It took me a month. Happy birthday. Opinion on femboys, just like any other person. They can be beautiful and they can be not. I'll see you around, Jasper. I appreciate the coins. Yeah, we will be working on a more robust verification system for those joining the server. Especially with how quick the members are growing. What kind of question is that, Tanda? So you go in the stream and ask if the streamer has body hair? Learn some manners. Did you? What? Favorite games? If it's MMOs, it's probably Ragnarok Online or Guild Wars 2 that I haven't been playing anymore. Bros, a Fran case. Fran case? What's that? What do you do with the goggles? I use them. Though not something I'd really wear during the night. What? I haven't. I did play the first game though. Good morning, Holy. You haven't answered my question. Is it Holy or Holly? Because I would want to thank my patron from yesterday's stream. You've made my day, that's what I can say. The symbols on my scarf reads out my full name, Clown. Hi there, Slick. I'm alright. Thank you for asking. Do I have YouTube? Of course. Same name. Ah, my apologies. Holy. I have a friend named Holly, so it's a habit that I'm having difficulty breaking from. Can I join you in VR chat? Absolutely not. Give me a good reason why I should accept strangers just waltzing in my own personal space. Would you do the same? Hi there, Julian. I don't know, I just sorta got into it without really realizing it. Yes. See, I did consider it for half a second. I gave him that one at the very least. Second favorite color, red. Wonderful beaches. Hmm. Yeah. Yes. We do indeed have a lot of islands. Good morning, Viserion. Hiroto, there's countless, and I mean countless, of wonderful beaches and resorts here. Some of them you don't even have to pay for. You can just drive up to the sand and place your feet in there, enjoy the sea breeze. Just stay out of Boracay. Unless partying is your thing. You're not gonna find peace there. This is called Luminescent Ledge. Declawing cats is a rather barbaric practice. No, I'm not Russian. No, Clay. Can you change your face? I am very much in a comfortable sitting position at the moment, so you have to pardon me for that if I can't turn around. I'll see you, Evo. You have a good day. Thank you. How am I doing? Well. Ooh, Gale. That's your department. Thank you. Yes, TJ, it is indeed a Nova Beast. Hi. Okay, Milk. What is your accent? Chat, you tell me, what is my accent? It certainly isn't like the more commonly heard ones like French, Russian, Italian, or American. Right? So you tell me. No, they're definitely not German. I have a bunch of German friends and I sound nothing like them. Some form of Asian accent. Some form of Asian accent. No, that's not it. No. Don't make me go ching chong hanji here on stream. I'm already composed. Egypt. Okay. Irish. No. That's the Gebos accent. Right. Disclaimer, TikTok Ching Chong Hanji is actually a song you can see on Spotify, okay? Available for the public to listen to. Scottish? No. No. Hmm. Can you pause real quick? Here. Ah. Here, let's do the typical Japanese pause. How do I do it? Can I do it with my left hand? Like this. Hello, traveler. Can you remember me? Can you fix your spelling? Oh, and you just fell into the territory of spamming chat. Also, thank you for the roses, Holly. Holy. See, I'm gonna about to say holy again. No, that's not the nya. That's the kawaii desu ne. That thing. Huh? What? It's true. Did you see his atrocious way of typing? And he had to type it out 3 times. Hi there, T. Billiam. As usual. Dealing with TikTok chat. Good afternoon from California. Hi. Hi there, Hijinks. Hijinks or hijinks? I'm being funny? I didn't know. Hi, Jinx. He. Hi, le. What? I don't know. I'm just talking normally. Hi. Oh, there we go. Hi, Jinx. Ah, yes, Nika, the master of clipping. Always popping up with surprise clips every now and then. Oh yeah, how could I forget? That's my thing. Do you have any jokes? No, not at the moment, Fox. What game is that called that you're playing? Ah, yeah, this is called World of Warcraft. One of my mods is trying their best not to fall asleep. The music is so relaxing. I guess the gentle rustling of the leaves because of the wind does not really help, huh? Now I know several people who are in my moderation team that has apparently fallen asleep multiple times during a stream. Yes, I was there during that part. It does, huh? I need to play that game. No, I need to continue playing that game. Thank you for the follow. It's your calming presence. Why? From someone as imposingly named as Anubis, that's some worthwhile praise. You accidentally ate a cinder block, and my mods accidentally muted you for the rest of the stream. Oh, thank you for the 20 roses. How sweet of you. Oh, this? The brooch. The explorer's brooch. Okay. That's right. I see you, Fox 59. Thank you. I'm not gonna fall asleep. I'm just leaning back. Yes, I can. Will I run? No, I won't. Very relaxing. Indeed. You mean Axiom? Axiom passed out yesterday, quite literally, when I dragged him along into one of my workout sessions. He's a fragile little thing. Oh, TikTok, really? Rude. How much do you like onion rings? On a scale of 1 to 10, probably an 8. It receives a -2 from how oily it is. How much you flip that coin? It depends. It's akin to being a fidget toy. So when my hand gets bored, I tend to take out a coin or two and just flip it. Let's get another one. Whereabouts do you come from? I'm from Southeast Asia, the Philippines. Just another islander. Everybody's asking if I'm single or not. Let's stick with single. I'll see you, Hazard. You have a good day. Oh, we're going strong with 47 viewers. It seems you guys like to watch rather relaxing, chilled streams, huh? I like how your little story about your friend escalated rather quickly. A sit in a chat can be quite interesting, says Joe, a viewer. It's giving NPC vibes and I love it, says the bird flu. How do you do that in VR? You find the coin and you flip it using your thumb. I toss it to your other hand. See, now it's here. Oops. Never mind, looks like it fell. You actually have to catch the coin. It's gone. Where's my coin? There we go. What is your next quest? Ah, that depends. How far are you into your adventure, Joe? Renegade. Funny. I mean, witty name. Thank you for the follow. I guess I'll find you in furality, huh? Less than a day away. I bet it's gonna be a lot of fun. Excuse me. Oh wow. Yeah. Same here. I've been traveling the past 6 days towards whatever it is. Excited to see the conclusion of my journey. What was that? That would be my nose getting itchy. Thank you. I'd read your name out, but I'm not sure that's TOS. I'm almost there. I can feel it. Enjoy your walk with your dog. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Yeah, that is my nose being itchy, Julian. I inadvertently sneeze whenever it gets tickled by sand and whatnot. Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. No, don't sneeze. Wow. Thank you, Robbie. Apparently, chat finds my sneezes and various mannerisms rather adorable. I. Okay. Yeah. You know how bothersome an itchy nose is? Thank you for the roses. Hey, we're getting there. The thing is slowly filling up. Where did what come from, Robbie? Worth it ang sneeze. Okay, Nika, okay. I'm not sure. It's hard to narrow it down. I've been asking chat the same thing. Like, what is the most identifiably similar accent to mine? I guess the best answer I can give you is I'm from the Philippines. But I'm not sure everybody else sounds the same way I do. Do you speak Spanish? Only the basic numbers. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, seis, so on and so forth. Oh, good luck with the meeting, Gail. The raid, let's see about that. Yeah, good luck. Oh, yeah. You know your friends are gonna be in Discord. Hmm, magandang umaga. My sneezes causes explosions. A most disastrous sneeze. Yours sounds more Spanish or Italian. Really? It's okay, Joe. I'm sure you'll do great. Uh, Let me know when you're done. Just go fight whoever makes trouble over a Twitch chat. You may not have the baton, but you still have your fists. Thank you. I think I need to roll my R's a little bit more if I were to sound Spanish. Or a bit more Russian. I don't know. I don't sound Russian. I don't think I do. I'm not sure, Spook, but whatever works and whatever makes chat happy, I shall keep on doing. Lucky enough. What is that? There was a rumbling. Lucky enough, what keeps chat happy would be me talking normally. Win-win. Have you ever received the What? Oh, the ground pulsated with energy. Have you ever received the galaxy? No, not quite. Quite elusive that gift is. I'm not sure how I'm gonna react should I receive such a large bundle of support. I'm not really good with gratitude, rather expressing it. But, um, you know. I am not sure when that's ever gonna happen, Dave. I've heard from one of my friends that that's quite the amount. I mean, I've been really happy with just the roses and chocolates people send. For me, it's more of a. I appreciate that they made effort to support my little stream. What? The onion rings or french fries? Onion rings? I mean, the french fries is readily available. But onion rings, if available, I would always prefer. As long as it's not so oily. Sometimes when they serve onion rings, they don't drain the oil. They just put it directly on the plate. Sometimes without tissue. Ah, I love both though. I love both. I have a preference, but I still like both. What breed is your persona? You make me sound like a pet. But it's called a Nova Beast, if you're curious. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rosa. Ah, well, that's my mods, not me. You should try going to Queso's stream and say something about his weight. One second. Let me check something real quick. Oh, okay. There's no galaxy in the gift box. I mean, what it doesn't matter. It can be one rose, it can be the entire world. Support is support for me. And I will be equally as grateful. Ooh, what's that? My chat lighted up blue. Some lovely music has been sent. Thanks, Dave. Ay, quite the amount. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I sure hope you find the stream relaxing or positive in whatever. I don't know. I hope you like the stream, period. Thank you. But yeah, Dave, I gotta ask, what made you stick around and decide to support? I hope you don't mind satisfying my curiosity. Ah, thank you. I mean, I'm sure there are far more creative personas out there. Mine tends to be relatively simple. I should probably stand up and show you then. It's more than fair for the support you've shown. Let's get this correct. Hold on. Let's not spill my water now. Yesterday, my cup of tea spilled, and that kind of made me really sad. Okay. So, behavior, auto level. Still hard because I have to crouch and, you know. Not much to see, really. What did I join into, says Axiom. Me showing chat what I look like while standing up? Um, okay, let me zoom out. Chat. Okay, wait. Very simple outfit. Thank you, Rini. Are you Egyptian? No, I'm not. Let me sit down. Reset. Okay, where were we? No, thank you. Well, I'm glad you're in a good mood, Axiom. Was it the beans? What did I actually didn't see what chat said, so how do I even flip this? There we go. Thank you for the hand hearts, Dave. I lag. I don't know. I need to scroll chat. I think I missed a bunch. Okay, so definitely worth the support. Go far. I like how the scarf is waving. Beans. Are you Egyptian? Okay. Can I pet you? I mean, that really depends. Where to where did you get the body texture? I made it myself. Axiom, I'm someplace else. A special camp. Nice to meet you. I have some friends from Brazil as well. You sent a little crown. That's adorable. Thank you. Speaking of beans, a friend of mine said, that friend is in chat, I should set up a bean cam. How does that even work? I mean, okay, this is just practice with camera handling, okay? This means nothing. So does it just have to like point downwards and see these? What? Oh no, why did I have to do that when Potato Foxy was here? Potato, you saw nothing, okay? I was just playing with the camera. Oh, what happened? My camera disappeared. Oh my god, wait. There we go, it's back. Display to. There we go. What's this? Those. Use your pins. The beans is the soft part of your... Ah, right. Right. So which means I need to essentially kick the air, and how do I even do that? Can't see the camera. Hello? Settings? Opacity? There, just enough. And then lock. Lock and block input. You can use your pins in your VR chat camera to have separate... How do I do that? Pins. That's pin 1. Pin... Oh. If I go to pin 2, I can make it fly, right? Hold on. Oops. Oh, these things. Okay. Wait. Oh my god, this is more embarrassing things to do. Can I turn off the stream real quick? Can I turn it off? I'm wait. Wait. Okay. Moving this and then pan it up. Pan it up a bit. And then wait, no, I don't want to do it. Not now. No. Let's pretend that didn't happen, chat. Pins, I learned something new though. Ah. Cool. It means I can have a third one from the back. So... Okay, this works though for the back view. This thing. Or the side. This thing. Oh, I need to reset the settings like the focus and stuff. Focus, semi-auto, move here. Narrow the aperture, lower it up. Look at me. Okay, interesting. That's what pins are. And so I learned something new today. Right. Kind of silly. It was a technical exploration, alright? I wanted to see how the pins work. Right. Let's get back to the momentum of things. What music is playing? It is called Exotic Oasis. He like Long is in chat. Wow. I just mentioned Brazilian friends, and it seems one has popped up, unless I'm mistaken from where you are from. It was a nice exploration, says Darius. Look, I learned something new today, okay? Is there gonna be a bean cam again? I don't know. Maybe... Feels weird. Hi, cheeseburger. Yeah. Can I meditate to the music? You most certainly can. wonder if I can lock the wrist controls because it keeps on getting moved. There we go. And it gets reset. Hmm. Are you having a nice day, Gibbs? Pretty alright. Until the Fire Nation attack. How do you read this? Let's read this with a desert accent, even though I'm not in the desert. Since the dawn of time, the four kingdoms lived in perfect harmony with one another. Until a fifth element arrived and disrupted what was the natural balance and order of things. No, Gail's not here. Never mind. I should have done it when Gail was here. What's your favorite soft drink? I don't really drink soda. I'm more of a tea kind of person. Tea and chocolate milk. Yes, I absolutely love chocolate milk, chat. Especially the chilled ones. Absolutely refreshing. Absolutely delicious. Chucky is. Yeah, Chucky's good. $2, you get 1 liter. I, in particular, like black teas. More on the bitter spectrum of flavor. Do you have friends? Well, quite the growing number. Earl Grey is indeed a very calm tea. I like it. Jasmine's good and fragrant. Mhm. Wow, that somehow hits home. Rejected by his god and ruling by title only. But inside, he was empty. Marilyn, I'm not sure what you're typing. I only understand Tagalog and English. My apologies. How do you always do the trick? The multiple R's while saying. What do you mean? It's you just say it. Like instead of saying Rolex, you say Rolex. Or Ricardo. Yeah, you roll your R's. Absolutely resplendent. I can respect that. I'm not a French cat though. Wow, what happened? Exactly, Rennie. This one is happy that chat is rather amused with my accent. Perhaps if this one speaks this way, coins will go my direction. Thank you, Sylvester. Do you like catnip? No, I don't. Cajitas wears if you have coin. Yep, exactly. Also, there's Maik the liar from, if you know who Maik is. I laughed so hard that suddenly you had a Texan American accent. Oh my stars, Dave Harbinger here is sending me over some confetti. Thank you for the support. No, I'm not. Somebody just said it would be funny if I do that. Hey, Gloms, what's up? Walang gentle dito. Pangit art mo, gago. I wish I could say that. I wish I could say that to some people. Good morning, how are you? You at work? Ooh, 20 hearts. Thank you. Are you thoroughly entertained, Dave? Also, T. Billy, thank you for the 200 coins. Ooh. Can you speak Tagalog? Minsan, pag kinakailangan. Magmarami ng Pinoy sa chat. I do. No work today. A day off. A moment of respite. It's time for some lasagna. What does that word mean, Aziria? I do not want to read words I do not understand. No, I didn't. I think it looks a little janky, Tato. Did you? Well, normally I stream upwards of 3 hours, Dave, depending on how much viewers there are. If it drops below 15, goes below 15, that's when I usually call it a night. But chat isn't letting me up, not with 51 viewers. Farewell. Where can I put it? The load. Let's see. I'll open up Unity later. Thank you. T. Billy. Was T. Billy the one who said it would be funny if I did a Southerner accent? I don't remember who. It's a formal word of a word. Polysyllabic. Long sesquipedalian surnames. Did I say that right? Can you do an Australian? I have an Australian friend. He's a true-blooded Australian with the way he sounds. Oh, says crikey. And good on you, mate. Oh my. Chat and their never-ending flattery. I'm not sure what the best anime is, because that's gonna be a broad category. Best in what? Art direction? Presentation? Story? A bottle of water. Did you see the crown I gave you? What crown? Let me scroll. Oh, hey! Yeah, thanks, Nat. Crown and 31 roses. Thank you for your graciousness. No, I'm not gonna do a JoJo pose. Guys, if you want to support the stream, what was Geb gonna say? Nah, if you want to support the stream, I'd appreciate the shares. Let's get more people around the fire. Let's do a group gym. I actually work out well, in VR at least. I work out in VR every Tuesdays and Thursdays. You go to the Soaring Fitness Twitch channel, you will find me there. I'm at the US late night group. No, I am a big fan of anime. Love your persona, thank you. Heads or tails? Let's see. Heads or tails? 3, 2, 1. Tails. Going upwards of 58 viewers. Welcome, strangers. Horimiya, silent. Okay, that's different, Dave. That's like the award-winning stuff with a lot of substance anime. Like if I say Konosuba, it obviously doesn't have the whole humanitarian touch to it, but it is really good and funny. Nanatsu no Taisai has great fight scenes and presentation. The season 1 at least. And then there's Made in Abyss. Now that one hit me deep. From the OST to the visuals to the story, the mystery. And then we also have JoJo, so many JoJo animes that I have yet to catch up to. I'm still at the Egypt arc. And yes. Yes, if I watch it, I need to binge it, which is bad because there's a lot I need to catch up to. Oh my god, Made in Abyss. I don't know if it was in episode 1 where it was panning through the town of Ort.
Deb should totally do a JoJo pose.
It was like the sunrise, right? Rico was looking over. And then this OST plays by Kevin Perkin. Oh man, I cried. The wrong way to use healing magic. Is this the revenge anime?
I think it's time for a JoJo pose.
You watch Jujutsu Kaisen. First few episodes, and then I never really managed to pick it back up. Same thing with Demon Slayer. It kind of fell off. That one character in Jujutsu I like is the guy that looks like Mads Mikkelsen. Oh wait, no. He was in that's just the other one, Chainsaw Man. Toma or Tomo-chan? Is this the tomboy? Hi there, Det. Welcome to the stream. Not much happens here. Yeah, Dave, I've been reading the manga. It's super cute. Can we see a smile? AG, we're friends in VR chat, you can just see it in person. But here you go. Yep. I was wondering, AG bros, Wait, that name's familiar. And then here you are, confirming that. Adorable, says Dit. Which one? My teeth? Ah. Okay. Beast Stars. No, I haven't yet, surprisingly. My new favorite streamer. Thank you. I would read up your name if it didn't sound self depreciating. I'll call you Les as a nickname. Don't show your teeth, brother. They are vor enjoyers. I would probably be wary if the camera was directly at my mouth. Like, I have nothing against people that enjoy pearly whites. I myself am very proud of my teeth. Really proud of my teeth. Nice and strong, healthy. Oh. Yep. Oh, and then we have Axiom. Right. It's 10 a.m. Where I am, it is. Yep, it is 10:01 a.m. Careful who you open your mouth for. It doesn't matter. If there's anything I don't want that gets close to my mouth, ah. Hey, thank you for the roses. The Balladeer. It sounds like a class in D&D. I textured it, Miss MJ. I do like the coin flip, Edward. It keeps me grounded, if that even makes any sense. Hi there, Kura-chan. Yeet McFeet. Clever name. Have you been with No. I have yet to collaborate with the titans in the VTubing industry. I use chopsticks to keep me grounded. Okay. Hi there, Kate Lyle. I'm good. We have some surprisingly gracious chatters today. If chat is as gracious as they are today, I don't mind streaming every day to keep you guys company. Heck, I can even do readouts for you. Just give me suggestions. You're helping me, and I'll be helping you. How do you speak English so good? Oh my command of English is not that great. Trust me. Sure, Dad. Take your time. You play FF14. I used to until I got to that part. Was it the sands? The sand something where I had to keep on going back. So many times I just uninstalled the game and never looked back. Favorite games or anime? Ragnarok Online, Battlefield, World of Warships, War Thunder, Factorio, Dyson Spear Program. What else? Space Engineers, Earth Defense Force 4.1 and above. The original Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, yes. I unfortunately fed the snail quite a bit, Joe. Look, I'm a sucker for anything with realistic ballistics and armor. It's just so satisfying to like snipe someone with a KV2 from a kilometer and a half away. Welcome back. Heads or tails? Are you ready for the result? That's a heart. That means that's heads. Hmm. Thank you, Dave. Yes, I am in VR. Yeah. You see, if you boop me, you risk burning your hands. It happens at random too. Can I have a virtual hug? That, yes, you may. It's better in VR chat though, cause for obvious reasons. Joe says they'll take the risk. Alright, Joe. Joe, do you even play VR chat? I have no memory of you mentioning what you play as. Same here, says Death. Okay. It's a 30% chance each time you boop me, Death. At least I can give you the math. This thing? You'll know when I'm about to sneeze because my eyebrows will give it away. Ah? It's uncomfortable though. Yeah. Oh, okay, Joe. Understood. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind meeting you in VR one time. Are you going to furality tomorrow? Thank you, Renegade. You're broke? No. Hi there, Keta. Ah. How long am I gonna be live? Wow, I'm thirsty. With 48 viewers? Pretty much indefinitely. I can stay up to 8 hours tops. So, I'm gonna be here a while. Yeah, I'm gonna drink my water. Just curious, what's your first language? Surprisingly, English. It's probably because I've been using. Speaking of language, hi Duolingo. Speaking of English, it's probably because I've been using English in my house since I was young instead of speaking in Tagalog. No, I don't speak Bisaya, unfortunately. I speak Bicol though. Tagalog would be the national language of the Filipinos from the Philippines. Sure, Chip, you can do whatever you want. I can only speak two, alongside one dialect. I'm not as gifted as, like, say, Axiom. Polyglot, that guy is. What else do you speak in language? What do you mean? I did state the ones I am fluent in. Is English, Tagalog, and a tiny smidge of Bicolano. Oh, more chocolates from Dave. Dave, you should probably give me a whole box because chocolates are the one thing I'm really weak to when it comes to desserts. Especially a Cadbury. The second language is Tagalog. Oh, when we have a spammer, okay. What do you think about dark chocolates? They're good. Healthy. Not as exciting as, say, milk chocolate, but I'm speaking about the dark chocolates that are 70% and above. I do like it though. As much as I want to speak Tagalog, I have to be considerate of my non-Tagalog speaking viewers. Come on, we gotta be fair when it comes to sharing the love with everyone, right? Ooh, we do have more chocolates. Thank you, Dave. I remember that one time and I had a client. I used to work in an ad agency. My client was Nestle. Every meeting they would give me a ginormous box of Kit Kats. The Kit Kats has just one huge bar. And then they gave me all of these flavors I could not find. Like cookies and cream, matcha, and I forgot what the others were. I was very happy, I'll tell you that. Dave, gracious as ever. Fantastic repertoire of flavors they have. Hey, Det, go support your friend. I bet they'd appreciate it. Thank you for joining my live. I'll catch you next time. It's okay. Bye bye. That's actually pretty fluent, Joe. Oh my. We're up to 18,000 likes. 18,000 repeated presses from an innumerable amount of people. Thank you, Eli. How's my day going? I need to move around. My back is starting to get a teensy tiny bit sore. And I'll do just that. Oh. Ooh, what's that? A paper crane. A piece of origami has been sent to me by Dave. Thank you, Dave. I'm glad you can find peace in my streams. We should probably stretch. The Illuminati. Oh wow, that feels great. Wow. One more time. Yeah, okay. Nah. Geb, do you work out? Religiously so. I actually do. Guys, if you use the computer for extended periods of time, you need to exercise. Trust me. I don't know. Last I checked, I think it was 200 unassisted for the bench press. I'm not as strong as my peers. Yes, I did breathe fire. Kilograms? No, no, no. Not 200 tons. I think the floor of the gym would give way before I can even support that. Do you read manga of sorts? Actually, a lot. If I'm not here on my workstation, I I'm on my bed reading. I have an app on the iPhone called what was it called? Idoku? No. It's a manga reader app. I have a bunch of titles that I follow and actively read every evening. Most of them are webtoons. The colored long format comics. No, not 200 kilograms. That's crazy. Again, I'm not that strong. Joe, you need to exercise. Axiom actually gave his heart into exercising yesterday. Unfortunately, he quite literally fainted and recovered when we were already done with the exercise. He did manage one set though, which is something. Hi there, D. Huh. Orang Dengan Ketihan Terjehat. Interesting name. Why did I read it out? I don't know why. And more chocolate comes my way. Thank goodness I make exceptions once a week when it comes to my consumption of chocolate. It's in one of my videos. I really have like once a week. Once a week allowance when it comes to sweets. Funny enough, when I have friends, for example, they're distracted, they're typing in their workstation. One of the things I used to do is break a piece of chocolate, like the square cuts in the chocolate bar, and just shove it in their mouth and just eat it. It's good, isn't it? I've done that so many times over a extended period of time, to the point that they were conditioned that whenever I'm near them, they start doing this. They're typing, they're doing this. It's like they're expecting the chocolate. It's adorable. uh, Kinda, yeah. You like my ears? Thanks. I think I can pull them down for you. I can't hear as well, but it stops the rain from going in. It's a bit tiring though, so yeah. Oops. Hi there, Joe Cat. Thank you, Darvian. I bet you're cool too. Yes, Devin, the amount of praise and I would assume flattery is astounding coming from you. I'm glad you like the tone that I have, Francis. It's not the best, but at least it's an honest one. Hmm. Hello, Azra. That's what you get for spamming chat. I'll see you, Francis. Thank you. It's nice having mods that are very enthusiastic about what they do, Rennie. Of course, Dave. You go rest. I appreciate the support you've given today. I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next stream. You take care as well. Intriguing. Are you a Filipino? Minsan iniisip ng iba hindi. My man's just got home. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night and a good stream. You be well as well. Thank you for tuning in. Mysterious, relaxing, and intriguing. Good keywords there, Joe. I'll remember that. Thank you, Wiggler. Hello, Blake. What's your favorite food? The ones that I can easily reheat in the microwave. Lasagna, pizza, rice bowls. Hey there, cat. And Charis. My country is from the Philippines. I'm not sure. Surprisingly, Joe, I can't eat a lot of onion rings because more often than not, they're a little saturated in oil. So they tend to be quite filling in the bad way. Big day tomorrow, says Stofan. Yes, indeed. Furality is just around the corner. This is called the Nova Beast. Search for it on Gumroad. Have you played any Assassin's Creed games? I've played the first one, the second one, the one where you were a pirate, and the one where you were in Greece. No, I do not own a fursuit. This coin? This comes from you. You send me coins and I'll flip them. Ah, same here. I'm actually torn because I have like a couple of friend groups and I'm not sure who I am gonna accompany tomorrow. I hope you have a good day tomorrow as well. Quite the large event. Lots of new people to meet. I know. Don't worry, I just. Each coin that I fail to catch, Joe, I pick it off the ground. Waste not. What games? Quite a lot. If you were here earlier in stream, I mentioned around 10 titles. And that, Joe, is what you call a most unfortunate event. Oh. Thank you, Z. Renegade says they're just gonna be following their friend around furality more than likely. I I need to muster up the courage and walk up to people and make new connections. I know sitting in a corner won't get you anything. Do you use the Quest Pro? Yes, indeed. I want the coin too. You will most likely find what you need by digging around the crevices in your couch. Gulp. Why gulp? Sounds like you're in trouble. Funny enough, Joe, I've already almost completely consumed my liter and a half of Pocari Sweat. Pocari Sweat is sort of like Gatorade. Stefan, the Quest Pro is around half price nowadays. Something you should probably Google. Yes. Don't be like me. I paid full price for this thing. A few months later, it went down to 70% and now around, well, half. Somebody messaged me. You have to give me a moment. Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. Where is this? Come on. Unlock. Nobody important. And I shall indeed hydrate. Just for you, Joe. If I can find my bottle. There it is. Last sip. I did chug it. Now I'm out. Thank you. The Quest 3 is a more affordable alternative if you're fine with foregoing face tracking. But for me, I think face tracking is even more important than full body tracking. It just brings your characters to life even more. The subtle communication your eyes can give, the nuances of your facial expressions, these are very important things in communication. Thank you, Elijah. Hmm. Thank you, Sraulf. Is that how do you pronounce your name? Sraulf. No, I do not have the Apple Vision Pro. Also, Z, late as it may be, thank you for subscribing. I only notice it now. I don't get an alert when somebody subscribes. So pardon me. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, excuse me. Joe says they hear an occasional meow. That's definitely not me meowing, Joe. Ex Ralph. Ex Raul. Ralph or Raul? Ex Ralph. Got it. Strange indeed, Joe. Hmm. The most peculiar sound. An oddity in the stream that only you seem to be catching. Ah. Ah, itchy. Nah. What do you do? Well, you're looking at it. I'm entertaining chat while I rest. Chill streams. Who is your favorite streamer? Probably Queso. It's always a humorous experience watching his VODs. Thank you, Matt. It's a break from the mold of other streamers in VR chat. You'll find 98% of creators just wearing skimpy outfits while they're in pools and beaches or they're dancing to club music. There's a surprising lack of calmness and solitude like the ones I have here. Indeed. Anything to farm engagement, likes, bait the people to click on their stream. That is not the crowd or community I wish to have. You stay here because you actually want to stay here. You listen to stories or you share one. Or more so than often, company in silence, if you know what I mean. Hello, Jess. Felix? Mesmerize. Okay, that's another word to add, I guess. Who would have thought my terrible way of speaking English would enthrall chat? Most peculiar. Thank you for the rose. I'm from Southeast Asia, the Philippines. Hmm. stretch. Guys, just letting you know, I also have a Twitch and a very active Twitter. Twitch, you get to see me in higher fidelity and in widescreen. But if you prefer watching me on your phones, then TikTok is more than alright. That's okay, Matt. No worry. Oh, Twitter. Right. On my Twitter, it's just a mix of stuff I draw and my day-to-day life in VR chat. Pictures of me and my friends and stuff. I also have an Instagram where I filter what photos to put, like the higher quality ones. Thank you for the time check, Nika. Lunch is still quite away. My Instagram should be the same as my TikTok, but let me double check for you just in case. So Instagram. Yep, it's instagram.com/Gebbos. Gebbous. I don't know how to read your full name, so I'm just gonna call you Ducky. Well, hello, Viper. Thanks. Thanks. Made it myself. Now, that's an interesting question, says Joe. Where did the name Gibbos come from? Simple. It's my name, hidden in plain sight. Only the brave may take this challenge. Are you perhaps one of those that I seek? Yes, indeed. Well, happy birthday to him. Thank you, Seven. I'm glad you can appreciate the little details on it. I don't think I have. Thank you for the heart, Velma. I'm alright, Chris. Thank you. My memory fails me, Green Cat. Thank you for the coin, Matt. And the donut. As you go to Gumroad, type Nova based. The rhythm of the coin flips is putting me to sleep, says Joe. Ah. Should I up the tempo? I am from Southeast Asia, the Philippines. Hi. Drive by boat. As I've said, just go to Gumroad. You'll find your answers there. Welcome back, Lucius Wagner. Can you utilize anything else like the coin? What do you mean? Yes, I do like trees. And you want me to reveal all my secrets in one go? Hmm. Yes, I do. Actually. Last few games I streamed was Battlefield and surprisingly Terraria with friends. One. Right. Hello, Dave. You mean 2042? Yes, it was indeed disappointing. I did like that you were able to change attachments to your gun on the fly, but I did not like that I had to assume the identity of certain personas. I like being a random soldier on the battlefield. No, I haven't. I just love having an assault rifle that I can just put the bipod on and then a high powered scope. Battlefield 1, though, it has this weight, this certain grittiness that the other battlefields don't. Oh, I'm always support. Yo, any class with the ammo box. Can you move your goggles? Yes, I can. See? I do have Battlefield 5 as well, but there's just. I like how dark Battlefield 1 is. That first mission, I'd like Battlefield 5 more if it wasn't for those darn airplanes. In Battlefield 1, you could shoot them down with your machine gun. In 5, doesn't do jack squat. I am a really good tanker, though. Thank you, Himoshi. You wish to see my surroundings? Here. Let's give a good pan. There's the sky. There's, well, the surroundings. The camp. And then there's me. No, I don't want to. Do you ever get creeped out being alone in VR? Only in purposely scary maps. There is this one map I visited yesterday. It's called Cave Exploration. It was just you, an enormous cave, and you being unable to see beyond 30 feet in front of you. Maybe I'll go back there if I have a companion. Layers of fear. Hmm. Maybe I will play horror games in the future. Depends. I have read your profile, AG. Cuddling is something I prefer. Doing organically. How does one do it organically? Well, you do it with someone whose warmth you can actually feel. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. Thank you. Pretty much. Thank you, Kaiza. Or is it Kiza? I'll call you Stardust. A little tricky to pronounce. Boy. Thank you for the follow, Kiyoma. No, Kiyomi. I'm sorry. Your names are in really low resolution. Kaiza, is it? I'll do my best to remember. Fancy seeing you here again, Silverlinks. Oh, looks like Kiyomi here has several peers in chat. Lucky you to have friends in many places. I try my best at practicing. I'm not so good at English, so forgive me if I stumble upon my words every now and then. 2 health potions and a ration pack, please. Oh, don't forget your camping supplies. You do need a roof over your head should it rain. What's your favorite game right now? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. It is such a shame that you lack the gold to buy what you want. You can always come back should you get the resources that I require. No gold, no wares. Hmm. Twin daggers, huh? Just hold it like this. Now we'll get there. Weapons are things you don't show unless you intend to use them. Howdy, Artemis. Welcome to the stream. Really? Hmm. It's probably time to stand up and stretch again. My back is being a bit sore. Hmm. I hope you don't mind, Chad. Can't make my shoulders grow stiff now. Constitution saving throw. Oops. Whoa. Glitched out for a moment there. Guess it's a good change of scenery. Hmm. No, I think I like the thing more. This thing. Move here. Woohoo, we don't ask those sort of questions here. Yeah. Sure. Aside from the all caps in your message, welcome back. Lupo, it's something I can't just voluntarily summon. It's a side effect of me having a rather ticklish nose since my excursion into the desert. It is currently 11:06 a.m. I'm not sure, Chess. Usually streams like these appear because TikTok knows the sort of content you actually consume. Of course, I did get quite the ample amount of rest, especially last night. It was most comfortable. That's a habit I've discarded. I have no idea what you're asking about. That's true, Kyle. That's true. What's your favorite part of live streaming? The company. No, I take it back. The escape. The escape from the realities of our world. Thanks, Cash. It's just too chaotic nowadays. So much hate. At the same time, such a weak breed of people walking this earth, overtly sensitive to each and every gentle prod. Back then, we had tougher people. People forget that there are greater problems out there than just not getting the right coffee or their hair being called out because of the wrong color. There are people starving out there, people without homes, What's your favorite genre of music? Probably atmospheric or cinematic, like BGMs, OSTs from games, that sort. Hi there, Gail. Welcome back. You on lunch break or something? Good night, Timothy. Depends. 9 out of 10 times it just hurts my ears. Alright, Gail. Don't run out of power now. I am curious. There is still over 20 people who are sticking by. What's that? Ah. What game is your avatar made from? I'm made out of a game? That's my understanding of your question. I did. I bought the body. I did the rest. Rather, to be precise, I bought the base for the stuff, and I did the rest. Hi there, Wolf. Ah, yeah. Did your voice deepen? Not that I can notice. I've always been speaking this way. Do I sound deeper? I wish I could say I know who both of those are, Artemis. I hope those are cool characters. Nowadays, probably introverted. I only go out when it's necessary. And if and when I go out, I'm covered from head to toe in riding armor. My helmet, my gloves, my motorcycle jacket and boots. Hi there, Axiom. Fancy seeing you here. How are you feeling? You should probably lay your head on a pillow and rest. Democracy can wait. We're so close. Should my viewer count drop by 6 more, I will go close the stream and move on with my journey. Maybe swing by Super Earth and use some extermination. Or we can watch. That works too. More convenient because you can just hop in via chat and go straight to the couch. Welcome back. Oh, and we climbed back up to 28. Welcome to the stream and thank you for the 2 chocolates, Dante El Gato. Do you speak a Spanish? No, I don't. I wish I had mastery over the language, but I am not blessed with more than knowledge and 2. Welcome to the stream, Soles. You still count with your fingers. These? What about them? It's a you, Mario. I have to do things mentally when it's past 8. Thank you, Bishop. It's a me, Mario. Why are you so menacing? Oh, is that your impression of me? Heads or tails? 3, 2, 1. Tails. Congratulations. Part of the avatar. Comes from my pockets. Menacing JoJo pose. We'll find out later. After my stream, Axiom, you hop on VR chat and we can do the thing you want us to do. Hello, Shady the Wolf. And Axiom's first gift ever since the first time we've met. Thank you for the 300 coins. No, really. I appreciate it. Many things I can't say on stream at the moment. So what is with the penny? Don't you find it just sometimes when you have an extra coin, you can't help but flip it? See if the odds are gonna favor you or not. I know, I must be getting close to wherever Umbra is, Senex. The secret to the symbols on my scarf is actually no secret at all. It's my name, but in full. Which VR chat app? VR chat itself. Nothing more. Yeah, boost the scrumptious. I did not know the description changed with each reading from you, Axiom. What VR app do I use? What do you mean? Is there a layer deeper after just launching VR chat? Sometimes your hands just end up twiddling with objects. Mine's a coin. We are in chill. Gail, we're gonna watch JoJo. Catch up on some anime. Axiom, that can easily be solved by sending 10 more ducks. Crimson Frogbear. A combination of words I find most interesting. I did indeed say JoJo. I'm at the Egypt arc. Looking at your standards. Hello, Dino Galaxy. I see you're gonna head to furality later as well. Hi there, Cameron. Hmm. No. Boy, I don't understand what that says. Yep. Hi there, Galaxy. Welcome back. Do what you have to do. I'll always be here. Ah, yes. The pack mule. Hmm. Ah, right. Mhm. Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna get my rest after stream. Roy Oliver. Please don't spam chat. But hello. Who messaged me? Yeah. Camera. That's adorable. Hmm, where was I? Ooh, you're one step away from spamming chat, Roy. And you just did. Not good for you. Cookies. I'm not gonna say no to that. And somehow we're back up to 37 viewers from 19. Welcome. And more cookies. I have a severe shortage of cookies. If anybody could give me cookies, I would love them twice as much. I know, Nika. Yeah. Thank you for the heart. Oh. Oh. Oh no. I'm not kidding, Gail. Back then in college, during my first term, there was a girl. I called her Cookie Girl for good reason. So obviously, we were all freshmen and we didn't exactly have friend groups yet. But it just so happened that we were seatmates. And each time in the same class, she would always bring a 3-pack of Chips Ahoy, or was it 6? One or two would always go missing, well, due to a certain thief that sat next to her. That thief was me. She found out, and the next thing she did, bring more cookies. And that's how we became fast friends. Soon I would eat more than her cookies. He would sometimes bring brownies next. Hi there, Jackie. Jackie Clydesdale. A most gallant name. Hey, hey. Thank you for the rose, Ray. No, you're breathtaking. I see. Hmm. I'm not a fox, though. But my favorite weapon would be magic. Opinions on ducks. They poop a lot. Hmm. Butter your stream is. I see. So it's smooth, I take it. Magic eye. Any particular you favor? It's definitely gonna be the runic arts. Nah, I'm just joking. Energy manipulation and projection. That's the most I can do. I do not have command over the elements. Oh, that's a secret. Yet again, somebody messages me. Alright, give me one moment. Hey Gib, any advice? I'm not gonna read it in Glom's voice. Hey Gib, any advice for anyone struggling to choose emotional violence? Find an output quick. And it doesn't mean another person. Can you pose for a screenshot? I'm gonna draw you. Oh. Sure. How do I do this? No, let's smile. There. Your girl is struggling today. You know, a common and effective remedy to that would be food. Unfortunately, we are not within proximity of each other, Gloms. Pizza party lang yan o lasagna, as in promise. Tapos kwentuhan. Yun yung output. You see, you get to converse with the person, and at the same time you eat, so it's double the effect. I'd go out if I could. Unfortunately, I have a lot of work to do. But we still need to have that like lunch outside sometime. Definitely. Bakit? Masama bang magtagalog? Paminsan-minsan lang naman. I shall see you again. I'll see you, Jackie Clydesdale. Good day. Thank you for the follow as well. Yeah, furality is gonna fall around a little past midnight on our time, Nika. Thank you. I probably need to get energy for that later. As well as supplies, accessible food, water. The time is 11:34 a.m. We've hit the 3-hour mark. Maybe we can stream for 15 more minutes. That depends. You sounded a Japanese. Oh god, that was terrible. That was terrible. Terrible impression. Good luck to all who is going to furality. Oh no, that's the chat. That's from South Park. Oh, how do you do the Asian impressions? It'll come out later. It's in the Ching Cheng Hanji archive. Anyway, hello Nihil. Sounded great. Ah, well, what do you know? Looks like we'll be having a guest. Another interloper to disturb my peace. Sometimes I think if I should regret this friendship I forged. And the moment I do that, Snow comes in. Hi, Snow. What do you know? Welcome to the stream. Goodness gracious, it's raining hearts. Oh my. That's a lot of love. That is a lot of love. My bar is just... Ooh, it's filling up. It's right here. Come on, it's moving. Okay. Maybe I can shift the cookies and have this instead. Hi there, Snow. Glad I could catch you again. Looks like you're giving me a lot of supplies to prepare for furality. I super appreciate it. Really. It was just raining hearts. Incredible. I don't know what to say. What Snow sent goes beyond just coins. You, interloper, stay there. Yes, you all can guess who that is. So anyway, I was saying what Snow sent was more than just coins. It's actually love that makes my heart swell. I'll deal with you shortly. Goodness. Yes, it is axiom in chat, guys. The moment Snow sent 100 million hearts, it also came with a price. It summoned a certain someone. A most familiar lettuce pigmented Nardo, which you shall see shortly. Where are you? That is axiom. He's yeah, he's special. The lettuce axiom, and yes indeed. What is... Oh my god. Okay, so I kept on calling him a salad. So apparently, you can't see it, but those are carrots in his ears. Because if you look at him in particular, you will see a semblance to the common lettuce. Or was it cabbage? Anyway, I'm sorry, chat. He's been wanting to. What did you do with my? He's been hounding me to watch JoJo with him for a while, and I will happily oblige right after the stream. The thing is, we Axiom, somebody in chat, Snow, a returning patron, just supported us big time. Look, I'm 200. Come on, brain math. I'm 246 coins away from actually completing my survival funds. Imagine that. The hidden quest. Actually, it's not hit. I mean, there's. It's complicated. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Whoa, that made my nose itch. Excuse me. Oh, and that looks like I'm gonna survive. Chat. My 6-day journey to furality. We actually managed to snag enough supplies to last all 4 days. Because I'm gonna use that to buy groceries. Thank you, Snow. I super appreciate it. Oh my god. Why are you there? So, as you can see, Axiom seems to have a penchant for climbing trees. He's... Oh, what he makes for with the big heart, he lacks in other places. Yes. I'm gonna drag him to furality, Umbra. Come on, you can do it. You can do... That's going higher up, go down. Oh my god. Oh. It looks like he's gonna go pick some non-existent fruit. And he's gone. Okay. Right. Welcome to my stream, guys. Sometimes it's serious and cool. Sometimes action's there. Where did he go? Oh my god. Right. So yeah. Snow, thank you again. I'm sorry you had to witness that. Oh, right. You know, I think now is a good time. Now is a good time for you guys to either have lunch or to go to bed. Because here it's 11:45. And Snow, thank you so much. You super duper motivate me to stream. Like, look at that. Snow is a reminder that there are still indeed gracious and kind people out there in the world. Part those dark clouds should you have them in your thoughts. It's all about finding the right crowd, the right people. Don't give up. Make more friends. Look at me. I'm I'm making friends with that. Okay? If I can make friends with that thing, you can make friends with anybody. You know I love you, okay? As a friend. People are gonna clip that out of context. Don't. Chat, behave. Behave. No thoughts, no bad thoughts. Wow, how did I run out of cleaner? There we go. Right. We love you, Axiom, says Gail. Yeah, you're getting your support. Thank you, Gail. Yung thumbs up. Ikaw yung naka-heart, tapos naka-thumbs up ako. Joke lang. Yes, Gail. Welcome back, Skea. Alright, 5 minutes stops. Chat, no naughty, okay? Oh my god. Each time I spray, my viewership goes down by like 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That should bring it down to 15. Hi there, Ruru. Okay. No, the viewer just went up. Okay, all right. Yeah. What time are we going to bed? What do you mean you don't know?
No bed. No bed.
Aren't you sleepy? You said you're sleepy earlier.
Sleep is for the weak.
So I guess just like how idiots don't catch colds. Guys, if you have important things to do, you go ahead and do it. Chores, talking with people, homework, cooking food. Most of all, going to rest. Hi there. I would read your name if I could. Neon. Hi there. No, why does chat doesn't want to go? You're only gonna go if I go. Is that what it is? What if we're talking with okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hi. Saya. Sleep is for the weak, says Axiom who gets sleepy. What's the name of that world? Luminescent Ledge. I bet you're gonna visit this neon, huh? I saw you visiting Aqua. Aqua's like my hometown, place of origin. Hmm. Oh, I did not notice that. Chat, I have a question. It says I have 32 viewers on TikTok. Now I need to know how many of you are actually asleep or AFK. If you can type one in chat right now to let me know if you're here, I'd appreciate it. I'm not mad. I'm not mad or anything. Ooh, okay, okay. Okay, snow is still here. Okay, we have the lurkers are coming out of the woodwork. Hello. Zilly, Blue One, Renegade, Axiom again, 110 Man, D, Gale, Cameron. Okay, okay, there's a lot of people. I understand. Mr. Harry. Yes, I'm gonna read out your names. JXP25, Nika with 8. Sure. So pretty much more than half. Error. I'll call you hubby. Got it. Cool. What? Question. Okay. Legit survey. With my stream on, I'm assuming you're all on your phones. Well, majority. Okay. So most of the viewers are on mobile devices. And then while my stream is on, do you treat it like the same way as the Lo-Fi Girl channel in YouTube, where you just have it playing in the background or in your peripheral vision? Or are you actually staring at your screen for 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 hours? Because I was thinking that it's in the background. It can either be audio only, or you can just, yeah. Oh, Skaya's actually watching. Okay, okay, in the background. Look, nothing wrong against having it playing in the background. I just wanted to know. Winnie is watching me in the computer. Okay. Okay. I see. Watching. So while you're watching, meaning you're actively looking at the video player without looking at anything else? Or are you browsing social media while you have me playing? Staring at you intently, says the blue one. Watching while cooking, says Mr. Hurry. Fully watching. Get the things I'm cute. While I'm gaming. Okay. I see. And okay. Yeah, because if it were me and I was watching a content creator similar to me, I'd either have them as a floating window while I'm like working or, doing some task, or like have it playing in a separate screen, like in the background. I'm surprised there are actually people that pay attention and are looking, staring constantly. So if I zoom in just a bit, man, what happened to my cheeks? Hold on. Axiom. Are you a voice actor? No, I'm not. Wait, that's too zoomed in. Skaya says they can't focus on two things at once, so I have to choose which to focus on. Blue says they're enjoying the model and that voice. I see. I don't like to miss anything, so I pay attention. Even though my stream is pretty much uneventful. Or do you treat me like a interactive live wallpaper, or heck, I don't want to use a term, but like a chatbot? I see. I'm watching on my phone and PC. So so D is going the extra mile and having me online on two devices at once. I see. Nika, please. Nika had it set to stun. D had it set to kill. Okay. Eh, yes. That's, you see, Axiom is, they go. He brings the element of randomness to my streams. I guess if you look at it from a different angle, it's a good contrast. Think of him as like an Easter egg of sorts. I'll see you, Skea. You know, I said 5 minutes. I did not follow that. All right. You know, if I actually end stream now, I can stream again this evening. Where is Geb now? I am a couple of hours away from furality Umbra. Almost at my destination. My 6-day travels has actually been pretty good. You did see me stream in the desert, a sandstorm, a cave, another desert but with dinosaurs and dragons on it. Yeah, furality is, if you sleep now and you wake up, you'll have a lot of energy for it. Thank you, Error. My travels will indeed go well thanks to the graciousness of Snow. Because they, have successfully fully funded the survival funds. So it means later I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go buy some groceries. Because all I have is spicy chicken and plain pork slices. I'm gonna get some proper food like vegetables and stuff. And yeah. You two guys, so everyone who's going to Forality, I know you're probably saving the entire weekend for the event. Yeah, make sure you have supplies. Nova Beast Oil. Oh. Um. Oh. Okay. Interesting. That actually made me think for a second. I know who'd buy Nova Beast oil. Furality for us, Geb. June Oh, 3:30 a.m. Got it. So I need to rest around 10. Yeah, that's a good benchmark. Oh boy. 1 a.m.? Okay, maybe earlier. I'll see you, Error. Catch you around. Tato, are you gonna go there like the moment Furality opens? No. See you around. Honor. You mean John Connor? Do you live every day? Pretty much. It's been encouraging to have a fantastic chat like you guys. Sending roses, sending hearts, sending stories and good conversations. Though it demotivates me when chat is asking essentially nonsense. I end my streams earlier that way. Thank goodness I have a bunch of mods who are keeping the peace. And see what I mean? Here we go. Yes, indeed. Sounds a little derogatory, but I'll let that slide for now, Duke. Wood. That's right, madame. I indeed am one. That was my mod, not me. Welcome back, G. Aaron, hello. Oh my god, we're at 42 viewers. Axiom, where are you? Okay. Oh, you're having fun drawing? You having fun drawing? Okay, go draw over there on the rock, okay? On the rock. On the tent. On the tree. Good. I'll be with you shortly, alright? Yeah. I'm not even getting paid, Gale. Skyware the Sarge. Sige na, drawing ka na dun, ha? Puta ka, wag ka nang doon ka na, ha? Sige na. Yes, that kind of teacher. Alright, ha? Ito, Axiom, ha? Ay, tingin na mo, hindi lang ako binabayaran ng eskwelahan. Ay, nako ka. Oh, sorry. I was reading a message from a friend. Let's stick with that. Which USB stick should I take to Why did I even read that? You're doing great. Keep on drawing. You're doing great. The grass is happy. I'll look at it later, okay? Look. You see that? You see that thing moving? He's drawing. He's trying to form more neurons. You're probably secretly a furry, so talks. Can we see the what? Wait, what's this? Let's see. Calibrate. Oh yeah, Potato taught me about pins. What's this? Oh, I'm actually in the ground. There we go. Where is it? Camera, come here. You see this? This is what chat wants. Hi. I'm your guest for today. The streamer seems to be busy at the moment, so you talk to me, okay? So, how's your day, chat? Hmm? Come on. Aw, chat doesn't want to talk to me. Looks like I have to go back to the actual streamer itself. Bye-bye. Happy. How long am I gonna be on? Probably, it doesn't help that there are now 51 people watching. Oh my god. Okay. We're we're going there. Congratulations. You've learned how to write Axiom. And the one thing you're good at, which is dancing. Yes. And ow. You're hitting me with the sword. Okay. And he's off to touch some grass. Or eat it, I don't know. Oh, it's my companion. And they were insisting that I looked at. Um, yeah, that. Hi, Maki. Why is there 50 viewers? Why is there 60 viewers? What's up? Okay.
Pop you fur.
Nonsense. Ooh, that's pretty good. Do you enjoy what you do? Quite frankly, yes. Because, yeah. What? Because, yeah. I'm enjoying the therapeutic experience. I hope you consider that therapeutic as well. Right, you know, chat. We're never gonna end. We're never gonna end unless I close the stream. Okay, super duper last 4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes. You can watch for eternity. No, don't end. Oh, I'll see you, Droomer boy. You love your viewers, so considerate. Spin number 2. Oh, hi. That's me. Let's go here. Here, talk to this instead. 3, 1. Unlucky Mizutsune is in my Twitch. Hi. Well, thank you for the follow. Don't end. Your li-fi music is relaxing. Footies. Right. Play with the you just want to distract me so I stay as long as possible. Yes, that's right. Take your nap, Axiom. Go lie down. I love your persona. Thanks. Tea Stain King. Okay. You know what? Stand up. There we go. Sinking into the ground. I'm gonna change the POV. That is Axiom. Right. Anyway. Look, I want to hang out with you guys as long as possible, but I too have to get some lunch. Okay? Wait, I'm far away from the mic. I need to get some lunch, and um prep some stuff. So yeah, I here's the funny thing. I will also stream again later, probably. I took it back. I made it 50-50. I will most likely stream later. I um my stream of furality will probably be on the second day. I kind of want to experience day one fresh. So all the events, all the people I meet, I don't want to be obtrusive towards others. All right. So yeah, look, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you so much for the support. Big day to us furality goers later. It's I bet it's gonna be super fun, super wow with the things we're gonna see. Yeah. I'm gonna end the stream here. I got you guys later, okay? Thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna go eat. I'm hungry and I have to deal with that thing behind me. All right. Bye. See you there. I'll see you guys there. And to my Twitch viewers, I catch you later. I'll see you, Gail. I eat you. You eat well, all right?